Hi everyone, Curtis Edwards here, host of Tea Talk with Curtis, powered by Orion Lending. We have a very special guest today. This individual has been a top producer and most recently has added social media influencer to her resume. I'm very excited to have Erin Harden on today's show. Erin, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So as part of Tea Talk, I'm sure you received your mug, your Tea Talk mug.
I did. I love
Nice.
it.
What are you drinking
Thank
today?
you. This is actually oolong tea, so very fancy today.
Yeah. Jeremy is a big fan of the oolong. Back in when we started Orion, and the stories that we told of, drinking tea, copious amounts of tea to like eye twitches and so forth. He would always be the oolong, where I'm the black tea. Mix it up a little bit today, though. I also have my Orion cup here with coffee, iced coffee. So by the end of this call, I should be hanging off my ceiling fan. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thanks again for joining us, Erin. I know you're busy, but I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. So
thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us about your role within Orion Lending.
Well, I am an account executive at Orion, which is technically sales. But essentially, I'm developing new broker relationships, as well as I am the main point of contact for my loan officers and processors that are approved with us. So usually the questions are coming to me as far as originating and submitting new loans. And I have a wide range of knowledge on our loan products, our portal, so that I can hopefully efficiently answer our questions that are coming in from our broker partners.
Of course. Thank you. Now, you do a lot of events outside of work. I believe you foster dogs, right?
I do. I am a regular foster home for a shelter close by here in the Atlanta area. And I pretty much always have something here, either kittens or puppies or a dog or cat that needs a little bit more attention.
That's cool. How long have you been doing it for?
Well, actually, my dog that I have now, I've had for 10 years, and she was my first foster, and she was a foster fail. So the first one I fostered, I could not give back. I kept her and I have her, but I've been fostering ever since. No more foster fail.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that something that happens regularly where it's tough to give them back?
It is very tough. There are usually tears going back to the shelter. Also, I have persuaded, I'm in sales, all of my family and friends to adopt a lot of my favorites so that I can still see a lot of the dogs and cats that I've fostered.
That's cool. What made you start fostering?
I just love animals. So I grew up on a small farm in Georgia. So we had horses, cows, chickens, dogs, cats, just all kinds of animals. And I think I've just always had that special place in my heart for animals.
Sure. That's really cool. I envy you for being very selfless and kind of putting yourself out there. It's a lot of responsibility. I've got 2 dogs today, and along with 2 kids, and I got to say, it's a lot of work just having the dogs. We find ourselves not paying as much attention to them from time to time, and my wife and I both kind of take a step back and like, all right, we got to take them to dog park. We got to take them out and have some fun with them, because especially with younger kids, it kind of become a second thought, right?
Right.
Good for you. So with Orion Lending being very active in supporting the broker community, what are some of the things we do today that you feel is promising and in support of the broker community?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. So obviously we have a great platform here at Orion. We have a wide range of products, because the more products you have, the more borrowers you're able to help, the more borrowers our brokers are able to help out there. We have superior technology, which makes doing loans with Orion so much more easy. So, they say technology either works for you or against you. I definitely think ours is cutting edge technology that saves our broker partners time.
Agree. It's this conversation is a little different because I had a big part of the tech, but one of the things that we've always focused on is, as it relates to tech, is not doing tech simply for tech's sake. There's
right.
It has to always have a goal or a purpose. We don't have a huge dev team, a huge tech department, but the product that we create and the functionality that we create, the user experience we create is far superior than anything you can get out of the box. And what a lot of our competitors have.
Absolutely. I also tell our brokers all the time about, sometimes at other lenders, it's not always given that if you upload a document, it's there. But that is one of my favorite parts about our technology, is that it just works. If you upload something, it's there. It makes their work life a lot easier with being able to send out disclosures electronically with a click of a button. Also, something that my broker partners really love is our marketing studio. So we have a free marketing studio for our brokers to go in and market themselves. So this is not branded with Orion, but it has their logo and their branding, where they can co-brand with their real estate partners and builders, and it's awesome. So everybody needs to check that out for sure.
Yeah, it really is about adding value, right?
Yep.
There's plenty of lenders out there that have the same product or a similar product that we have, very similar rates, but the difference is adding value to that relationship to help the broker grow their business, rather than just expecting them to send all their own stuff without anything in return. And not in return in the sense of let's give them some tools and marketing and other things to help them capture their clients. Lead gen is another thing, right? If the previous borrowers have their credit pulled or anything like that, we give the lead back to the broker. So it's about building the relationship and giving back to them to help them build their business.
Absolutely.
Orion Lending is dedicated to hyperspeeding your business by continuously boosting their product offering and providing innovative technology within the proprietary Star Broker portal. New products and programs include the Titan Non-Agency series with Prime, AUS, and DSCR options, as well as Jumbo AUS, Fannie Mae Refi Now, and National Home Buyers Fund DPA programs. Like what you're hearing? If that wasn't enough, Orion also offers a purchase pricing special for 0.375 bips on government confirming and a quarter on conventional and government high balance. Both are added as a positive LLPA to their rate sheet. Orion has a loan program fit to your qualified borrower's needs. With new products on the horizon, now is the time to hyperspeed your product portfolio with Orion. At the time of this recording, the purchase pricing special is an active special for all government conforming, conventional, and government high balance loans. At any time, Orion reserves the right to terminate the special without notice.
So what, that you're aware of, what does Orion Lending have in the works in coming months to elevate the broker business? New updates, products, tech? What do you?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm allowed to give away.
Me too.
I can tell you one of our newer products that I absolutely love is our DSCR. Mm-hmm. So that is the no income doc for investors. So no income, no employment, no DTI, no DU. I know that our brokers, partners are loving this product. Our underwriters are loving the product. But this is really for investors who either don't want to go through the hassle of showing all their income docs and their other properties, or just maybe write too much off and would not income qualify for the loans. But this is definitely what I'm seeing a huge takeoff on this product with Orion. And I know there's some exciting changes coming down the road on our DSCR as well.
There are. Yeah, we're doing a lot of development work in STAR surrounding disclosures and that sort of thing to make the process very simple
right.
for our broker partners, and also open up the opportunity for a lot of folks there, in addition to other non-agency products that are coming down the pipeline right now too, that are going to be very impactful. We've continued to try to focus on purchase-centric products and process and all sorts of stuff to really push that purchase business. And when I go back to the beginning of Orion, right, we're in our 8th year right now. When I go back to the beginning and look at each year, the percentage of purchase business, there was only 1 year, which was 2016, which was definitely a rate environment, right? There was a lot of IRRRLs going that time, but there's only 1 year that we fell below 50% purchase, which was the 2006 year, which for me, that's so important. And to think of how many borrowers we've helped put in homes, over 45,000 borrowers we've helped put in homes since we started the organization. So it's very positive, very exciting to be able to help those people get in houses. And not only that, but we've got the DPA programs that I know you're a big fan of. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But it's all about products and tech right now.
Yep.
So how'd you get into mortgage? This is before you talk. This is something I love asking every new person that joins the company on their first day of employment with Orion. We sit with all the new team members: Jeremy Stewart, our president, Richard Plummer, EVP of Ops, Tracy Corbett, EVP of Strategy, and myself. We all sit with folks and we tell the story of Orion. We show them pictures from our tip space where Lenny's sitting on a card table. We're all in a tiny office, smaller than the office I'm in now. And one of the things I always like to ask is how they got into mortgage, because getting into mortgage it's almost like people fall into it. We've had one underwriter throughout the entire process that's actually gone to school to be an underwriter, but most people, it's friends, it's family members, it's temp agency. Started as a receptionist, and now I'm a funding manager. We've heard so many different stories about how people got into mortgage. So what's yours?
I bet those are really interesting stories, because I don't.
It is. It's fun.
Like you said, very rarely does anybody actually plan to be in the mortgage industry. For me, I did go to school for marketing, so I got my BBA in marketing, and I thought I wanted to do medical sales. So I actually bought a book, 3 days to a job in medical sales. I was actually waiting out. This is what the book said do. It said, wait outside of hospitals and watch the people coming out of the hospitals in suits with a briefcase, and just tell them you're trying to break into medical sales and see if they can hook you up with an interview. So that worked. And I got an interview with a medical device sales company where they were actually doing knee replacements, joint replacements. And it was a long process. So it was like 4 or 5 interviews. I had to meet with different people, but the last interview was I had to sit in on an actual knee replacement surgery in the hospital. And I actually had no idea that was even part of the job. They said that as a salesperson, you do have to be there at the surgeries to answer questions about the product. But needless to say, I didn't make it through that. I couldn't stay in the room. I'm not cut out for the medical profession. So I ended up kind of scratching all that, going back to the drawing board, went to a recruiter, and they put me into the mortgage industry. And 18 years later, here I am.
Here you are. What was your first position?
My first position was actually in quality control. So the first mortgage company that I started with, I knew I wanted to do sales, but obviously they want you to have some mortgage knowledge and experience before going out and hitting the streets. So I worked about 6 months in quality control, learning about mortgages, learning about wholesale lending, and then transitioned into sales.
Great story. I was expecting you to say I was waiting outside a hospital. Somebody walked out with a suit and a briefcase, and they were a loan officer or something like that. That's how you. I was like, "Where's this going? Where's this going?" That's funny though. That is a good story. Yeah, that's funny. The book told you to do that. It's the right idea, and kudos to you for actually doing it. I couldn't imagine how some of those conversations must have gone. Was it the first person you asked? I have to know.
It actually was. Yes, it was the very first person that walked out in a suit. And I actually did talk to some more people that day and get some more business cards, but it ended up being that first person that got me the interview.
That's really funny. Well, it's been almost 2 years since you joined Orion. I believe May 4th of 2020 was your start date. And you've quickly risen to the top of our sales team as far as submissions, fundings, and everything else you've done. So this is kind of a 2-part question. First part is going to be, what was it like joining a new mortgage company in the middle of the pandemic because that's ultimately what kind of brought you to us. So first part, what was it like starting out with a new company in the middle of the pandemic?
It was so much easier than I thought it would be, honestly. Like, had I known how easy that transition would be, I probably would have done it a lot sooner. I actually got my broker relationship. I got them signed up with Orion very quickly and just hit the ground running. It was actually a very easy transition, honestly. We have a very easy broker sign up process. We have great products, a great platform, and it was a breeze.
Yeah, we're seeing similar success with some of the new A's that have joined us recently, and some great feedback from their brokers as well. After 8 years of trying, missing, trying again, missing again, trying again, right? We're constantly looking at process, whether it be operational process, sales process, tech process, which we're constantly looking at all of that and reevaluating and seeing if we need to make changes. I mean, one of the things we're continually doing is talking to our sales teams and asking, what can we do better? What you're on the front lines with the brokers. What do they want? What are you hearing? What do we need to do? How's the process going? So the feedback that we get from the sales team, every Tuesday when we have our calls is phenomenal. And it's really what's taken us to the level we are today, as far as user experience, right?
That is one of my favorite parts about Orion, is that we listen to our broker partners and actually make changes based on that. So that's one amazing, incredible thing about Orion.
So you may have kind of already touched on this, but second part of that question is, what's made you so successful here?
Oh gosh, who knows what the actual algorithm is? What the value that I bring to my broker partners is I stay up to date on the products that are out there, the guidelines. Guidelines are always changing. And I just provide education and training for my brokers to help them grow. And that is really the value that I bring to my brokers. Yeah,
and specifically on that, you've been doing a lot of trainings for your brokers. I believe you had over 100 people on a training recently. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I was never expecting that, but yes, the last training I did, I had over 150 people registered for that one, and most everybody showed up for the training. What I covered in that training was our down payment assistance programs that we're doing and our DSCR. I touched on a little bit more of our product niches, but what I spent the majority of the call was based on our Chenoa down payment assistance product that we're doing.
So
I love this product. I don't know if we have time for me to touch on that product.
Oh, but yeah, that's next. That's coming up here in a second. I got that.
Okay.
I got that on my list. Between you and Lisa Tamian, I mean, you guys are kind of like the Chenoa queens. You guys do a lot of it.
Yeah.
But you understand how to sell it, so you're able to present it to our brokers and be able to teach them how to sell the product. So I mean,
right.
let's just talk about that now. I mean, obviously Chenoa has piqued your interest. VA, 100% VA. We offer 100% VA to 2.5 million, which not many people do. Titan DSCR. What is it about these programs that you feel is most unique and helps the brokers?
Well, as far as the down payment assistance, there are a ton of borrowers out there who have money, good credit-worthy borrowers that have money for their closing costs and prepaids, and they just don't have money for closing costs, prepaids, and the down payment. So that's really the gap that down payment assistance helps close. And we have a great platform here at Orion because we have full underwriting authority on our Chenoa products. So we underwrite these in-house and can close them inside 30 days, just like our other FHA or conventional products with clean guidelines. And we're going all the way down to a 600 score with our Chenoa FHA. And you mentioned 100% financing on VA, even VA cash out, we're going to 100% with, and we're doing 2.5 million. Not that I see a lot of those 2.5 million loan amounts in my market here, but it's nice that we can go up to 2.5 million with no overlays on VA. And then we talked about the DSCR. I'm loving our DSCR product up to 85%. It's just a great niche to have.
So what's kind of your trick or your secret that you share with brokers, specifically to the Chenoa DPA, to help them sell it? I mean, is it about structuring the deal? Is that kind of your forte there? How you do
it is. You want to make sure that brokers know that the borrower can't have no money and no seller contributions, because somebody's got to come to the table with the closing costs and prepaids. So I think just the brokers want to ask the right questions up front about the contract and about the situation, and just qualify the borrowers and make sure that it's a good fit for the down payment assistance, because that's really the main piece, is making sure that, the down payment's covered, but you want to make sure that the closing costs and prepaids are covered by somebody at the closing table, whether it's the borrower, the seller, or a gift.
Earn more with Orion Lending. New broker partners are eligible for this exclusive 15 bips price special. This special is valid on all products and is only valid 30 days from initial approval. Ready to take advantage of this astronomical deal? Visit www.orionlending.com to get express approved and start submitting loans by the end of the day. To be eligible for the 15 bips incentive, you must be a new broker. Former inactive brokers that have been reactivated are not eligible. Loans must be locked within the first 30 days of being approved.
In 2020, and really 2021, with the pandemic, everyone working remotely, brokers not going to offices, because I know back in the day, if you want to call it that, prior to the pandemic, you were one of those AEs that used to go out and visit brokers all the time. You're a road dog, as I call them. And being in your home office, and largely brokers really aren't working from offices much anymore. They've kind of transitioned or evolved into working from home and having contract processors and all that kind of stuff. In 2020, 2021, one of the things we did to try to help bridge that gap was social media, right? BombBomb. You're doing videos on that, doing the Star Marketing Studio, some stuff on that. You are one of the AEs that has really adopted, the new world of mortgage lending, where it's connecting with your brokers via social media, doing videos, getting their attention. There's a ton of AEs out there that blast out emails. Even fewer make calls. But the percentage of account executives that are putting themselves out on social is a very, very small percentage. What would you say is what attracted you to doing a lot of socials and putting yourself out there?
Actually, it was you, or one of the ones who really encouraged me to branch out and do social media. So many people are on social media right now that it's just a great way to connect with brokers, other than just the standard email blast. And brokers like getting on social media and learning that way. So that's how I got started on that. And since my own personal brand is kind of focused on broker education, it was a really good fit for me, because there's just a lot of opportunity there for brokers to learn more about guidelines and products and increase their own success and own fundings that way. But yeah, I have a YouTube channel, which I have a lot of content on there about manual underwrites for VA and FHA, even the differences between lender paid and borrower paid comp, and about our Chenoa DPA and lots of other topics.
What personalized websites? That's something that we did last year, which was, I didn't expect it to be such a big hit, but it's turned out to be. So for the benefit of the audience, we've created individual AE websites within our website. So yours is orionlending.com, /Erin Harden, I believe. And brokers can go that. They can log into Star. They can see your personal videos. They can see your reviews. They can see so much cool stuff, and it's really your personal. I mean, you did a great bio. So what were your thoughts of that?
I loved that, because it's actually something I was kind of trying to do on my own on the side. But I'm so glad that Orion did it, because it looks great. It's like you said, it's got everything they could possibly need right there on one page. They can log into our portal there, access my YouTube videos there. Like you said, read reviews, and it's even like a little quick intro to me and what I'm about. So I love those AE pages. That was an incredible idea.
Yeah, I would like to take credit for that, but I'm going to give that one to Jeremy. That was his idea. It wasn't. I loved it.
the schedule time with me button on there. And I get a lot of appointments that way through the.
I love that. So you may not realize this, but anytime I'm talking to new AEs, I use your website, you and Sippers both, I use your websites to show examples of how cool it can look and how functional. And, when you have the, book time with me now, it's just, it also makes you very available. And I think that's something that brokers appreciate. It's like, I can book a time with my AE right now, and I know they're going to show up. The other piece, I think social, what it's done for you and others that have done it is it creates a relationship. It shows your personality, it shows who you are. And, sales 101 to some degree is brokers or customers work with people they like. So you can't really tell a person's personality necessarily, not in a good way, through an email. But definitely a video. When I watch your videos, I'm like, this is somebody I want to work with. And I've worked with you for a long time, so I already know that. But it's very, it's really cool, and I think that has a lot to do with it. So, what's the next video you got coming out? Anything on the?
It's going to be DSCR. So spoiler alert, I'm going to do a video on DSCR. Okay,
cool. When do you plan on doing that?
I'm getting started on it next week, so it'll be released within 2 weeks for sure.
Very cool. I can't wait to see that. I appreciate everything you've done for Orion. It's been a pleasure working alongside you again. I wish you would have joined us much earlier, but timing is everything. As you said, it's been a really good 2 years with you, watching you grow, both personally, professionally, into the influencer that you are now. So I really, really appreciate you spending time with me today as well.
Oh, thank you. And I am so happy to be part of the team too. One of the best decisions ever. So thank you guys for having me with the company and on your Tea Talk.
Truly, truly our pleasure and my pleasure. Thanks again, Erin, for joining us.
Thank you very much.